sorts. I'm your host, Marcus Session. Got my man, Gene McIntyre. What's going on, boss?
How you doing, sir?
Good. So how's everything been going this week in the training world?
Everything's good, man. We're just trying to get guys better, making sure they attacking what they need to attack on the court and off the court a little bit. So
right,
it's been going good.
You got some of your guys already shipping out right now.
Yeah,
right?
there's a couple of guys already left. I got one left. He's waiting on a job. He said he got a couple of deals, but you know how it goes overseas.
Right.
It's just either you wait and then all of a sudden you're gone.
Right.
So that's what he's waiting on right now.
Right. And what we're referring to is the overseas basketball market. A lot of times, this is a very fickle industry, right? There's no guaranteed contracts unless you're like playing in a major EuroLeague team, something like that. But there's no guaranteed contracts typically, and guys usually leave around August, September. Right. And they'll stay gone for like 10 months. Granted, you stay on the team the entire season. So it's a very difficult situation. These teams expect you to, be Superman. Yeah. LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jackson all at the same time.
Right.
You got to produce and entertain.
Absolutely.
Right, and be the perfect team player. So a lot of guys get sent home. So it's a very difficult job. So my hat's off to all the guys leaving right now. I hope you do well. Pray for you and your families that you all prosper and everything this season, that you get no injuries, and that you really enjoy your time across the waters, right? So, let's get right into it.
Let's jump into it.
So, this is my first time actually on fantasy football,
right.
DraftKings. So I was told, to go, find me a roster, right? So I did it for the first time. At the QB position, I gotta go with Tom Brady.
You have to?
I have to. I spent $9,000 on Tom Brady. Right, and I got a $50,000 cap. Right, so I spend $9,000 of it. That's like 20% of my budget on Tom Brady because he's a proven winner. He's gonna produce. Aaron Rodgers, A. Rodgers, but them injuries though, that's what kind of gets me. I'm a cheesehead by heart, but the injuries, I just really can't go with Aaron right now on a fantasy level. Where you're talking about all stats and output, which he's gonna put up some numbers.
Of course,
but is he gonna be around to put up those numbers? Now, I'm not afraid of Tom Brady. He's old. I mean, preseason was kind of shaky, but he's just getting back into his rhythm. But if he's protected, then I'm not the least bit concerned about him putting up numbers so I can win this $2 million. That I'm probably not going to win. So
it's a long shot.
It's a long shot. It's like the lottery, man. At wide receiver, I had to budget myself. I had to go with Chris Godwin. He had a pretty good season last year. We talking 525 reception passing yards. Talking about 16 for 34. I'm sorry, 34 receptions out of 55. He had a pretty good season last season. He's a budget guy for me. Thing is,
was he the first pick?
No, he wasn't my first pick. So he's my first receiver, right? So you're talking if Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans are going to be the starters,
right?
Godwin and Humphreys are going to be fighting for minutes, on both slot positions. So he's had some good output during the preseason,
right? So
it's really giving me the confidence to stick with him. But we'll see in week 1 if I have to make a switch. If I can't make a switch, you can't make a switch. But if I have to make a switch, I'll make a switch, right? So next player I went with was Evan Ingram. Now I'm concerned with Evan Ingram because of the concussion protocol.
He's under that.
By Wednesday we'll know. The Giants will put out their injury report. We'll know whether or not he's going to be able to play come next Sunday. But I'm looking at a guy who got you 722 passing yards last year at the tight end position. He's probably going to be one of Manning's most
targets.
One of his primary targets. I would say like a third option. But I'm really looking for him to do big things this year. I had to go with Juju at the wide receiver as well.
I'm missing a name here.
Schuster. Juju Schuster.
Who's the other big time receiver that I'm missing right here?
You talking about Evan?
No, in the league. It's a big time receiver that you don't have on your list.
Talking about Le'Veon?
Yeah.
Oh, Le'Veon's on my list. He's my flex guy. I was gonna get to him. Nah, Le'Veon's my flex. I spent $9,000 on him too.
Okay.
So 40% of my roster is spent on Tom Brady and Le'Veon Bell. Now I'll go ahead and touch on Le'Veon right now. Le'Veon's making me nervous on whether or not he's gonna come back and play. He hadn't signed his contract yet. He held out until 9 days before the regular season started last year.
Tough, man. You know how it goes.
He's an athlete. He's a world star athlete.
Right.
He's gonna be in shape. But is he going to be in shape?
Right.
Is he going to be in game condition?
Right.
Is he going to be in the flow? Or is he going to be have his timing correct and everything? Because you're not getting them snaps during the preseason, and you just jump in 9 days before the regular season.
He's a pro, though.
Yeah, he's a pro.
I think
but
he'll be
still,
all right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he holds out again, I mean, word on the street is he's actually going to hold it out even longer.
Really?
So you're talking about it may be 5 days before the start of the regular season, and he's
Wow.
still not back. So I'm worried about that with Le'Veon, but I still had to go with him.
I got you.
Right. So I didn't abandon
out the
Le'Veon at
top.
all. Right. But Juju, you know, you're talking about a guy last year who had 61 receptions, 922 yards.
Right.
You know, I'm 8 TDs. I'm really feeling him when it comes to stats and trying to build up my fantasy roster. So we'll see if Ben can get him the ball a little more this year. I know he's going to be fighting for receptions.
Right.
And so we'll just see. You know, who else we got? We got Keelan Cole, another wide receiver. I'm heavy on the receivers, of course.
Of course.
Last year, 45 receptions, 830 yards. He's a guy that I spent $3,800 on. So I had to kind of budget going with Le'Veon and going with Tom. I had to budget my roster, and I think I got some really good budget guys.
Okay.
It's not like I went to Walmart. I went to Target, right? I went to Target, and if Kmart was still around, I would have been at Kmart.
Right.
But you know, I had to settle for budget guys. Kenyon Drake. Another guy, you know, 644 yards on the ground last year. You know, 9.4 yards a carry he's average. So, you know, a guy like that, he hit me for 5,000. Help me to win that $2 million. So that's what I'm looking for on that. Now we come to Le'Veon, right?
That's the guy.
That's the guy. That's the guy. 1,358 reception yards last year.
Dude.
That's the dude. So, you know, he needs to sign that franchise tender.
Yep.
He needs to come on back. He needs to get some snaps with Ben. He needs to get into the flow and get his timing right.
Yep.
Or else I'm gonna be real nervous.
I got you.
Which I only spent $3 to enter into this. I mean, we talking 12 quarters here, so I'm not that nervous, but we'll see. But
I think he'll be back in time, man.
You think he'll be back in time? I hope he
will.
will. I hope he will, man. But let's move forward.
Yep.
You know, it's always fun to talk fantasy. You know, like I said, it's my first time actually getting involved in fantasy.
Right. I thought about it, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'll check you out and see if I want to move
check
forward.
me out, man. Maybe we can get in the same league or something. You can, I can win some money from you or something.
Yep. There it is.
So, NBA moves in all. Right.
If they keep and Draymond and all those guys happy and just keep adding pieces here and there. Right now, they're just in their run, so it's going to be up to them, not free agents.
Well, ownership in Golden State, they already took a franchise tax cap hit, man. You know, a couple times to keep that team together.
Right.
Whether or not they're going to do it and end up owing millions or paying out millions,
I got inside information.
So
give
me that.
Okay.
Yeah, you work with a guy with
there's a guy
Golden State.
that one of the coaches
started giving me your inside information.
Yep.
I was dead set on Clay leaving out of everybody.
He's not going.
I was set on Clay getting out of there. Why? Because he's undervalued right there. And he knows it. The rest of the league knows it. Clay is an undervalued player in Golden State. Right.
When my inside information told me they're going to keep it together.
They don't keep it
Win or
together.
lose.
Right. And I see they set themselves up to have a fifth guy.
Yeah, they did.
You know, and keeping Boogie for next season. You know,
it's possible.
Right, it's possible.
He's trying to. The ownership said he does not want to have losing seasons ever again. He's trying to take that San Antonio model and extend it and take it to another level. So, you know, with him, you know, being in Frisco, in the Valley, tech world, they're not hurting for money.
Well, you see, the first step he made in taking that San Antonio model and bringing it to life was drafting those three guys and developing them.
That's how you do it.
Not just treating it solely as a business, but you treat it as a business and also an opportunity to develop young players into what you want them to be. You hire a good coach in Mark Jackson. Whatever else happened, he wasn't getting along with management and everything. But, you know, you hire a good coach like Mark Jackson to develop those guys. I don't think Curry would be the player he is today without Mark Jackson.
Oh, absolutely.
Curry acknowledged that.
There is no, I like to use this cliche, there is no butterfly without the worm.
There's no butterfly.
Basically what Mark Jackson was to that Warrior team.
Right. So, you know, with that said, you know, the Lakers are making moves. They're getting rid of Dang's contract, which would have been a $34 million hit over the next couple of years. Smart move. Buy him out with $18 million. Let him go his way, give him some money, have him go his way. Phoenix is also trying to clear their roster because they're trying to go after frontier point guard. They're trying to go after Kemba Walker, Damian Lillard, or Terry Rozier.
Out of those three, I see Terry Rozier going there.
I see Terry Rozier going there. I don't see Kemba Walker or Damian Lillard going to play with the Phoenix Suns. Because the Phoenix Suns is a career ruiner at this point, right? So, and I'm surprised IT went there the first time he went there. You know, he was advised by regular Isaiah Thomas not to go there because it is a career-killing organization, especially for a PG. When's the last time they had a really good PG?
Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson. And that entire team was good. You had Dan Marley, Cedric Sabalas, Charles Barkley. You know, that entire team. Oliver Miller. That entire team was good. And they played together with some great chemistry. So, yeah, that, you know, NBA free agency is very interesting right now. It's interesting the moves that teams are making, getting ready for next year. We pretty much know what's going to happen at the end of the season.
Yeah, still not enough.
It's not enough.
Trying to do,
all we're worrying about is who's going to come out of the East.
That's it. That's pretty much it at this point. Unless something shakes up, like there's an injury, out, or just the Warriors just getting flat out bored. But I just don't see that with the new Cog and Cousins. That's like a bolt of energy. I just don't see them getting bored.
And then I'm dead set on this Cousins deal, and I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the way it works for basketball. He doesn't have to come back until December if he doesn't want to. After he's cleared, he can play 10 minutes a game, and they still win. And he can come back strong for the playoffs, build his worth up, and come back next free agency ready to make some dough, or either ready to stay or go to another team, make some dough.
More than likely go to another team. Everything I'm hearing is they basically beat each other right now. The Warriors need him this year. He needs the Warriors. So, but they're willing to part ways mutually. Everything I'm hearing.
If he gets him a ring, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's got to go make
some
money at that point.
He's done what he's had to do in his career, so he's good.
So, okay. Last thing we're going to touch on, the criteria for a greatest of all time player. Now, I often debate with guys who really don't like me, and they say I'm a LeBron hater.
No, I got you.
I don't think I'm a LeBron hater. I say this for the record. I say this for the camera. I do not hate LeBron James. I like LeBron James. I like him as a person. I think he's the most gifted athlete of our time and in our era. LeBron James off-court efforts to help build communities and to serve the public, phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I commend him on it. He is a great human being. But I limit all of my criticisms to LeBron James to basketball.
As the basketball player, I agree.
Some people say, well, how can you do that? He leads in stats. He has 3 times. Yeah, I get that. But there's certain things that basketball players know that the naked eye won't see. Right.
Exactly.
What's your take on it?
Well, in terms of basketball player, I always break it down in specific categories because when I'm developing guys, this is the few things that I focus on. Can you shoot?
Can you shoot?
Can you catch a shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Can you spot shoot? Can you come off a screen and shoot?
Very meticulous.
There's a lot. Can you shoot off the dribble?
Right.
That's right. LeBron can do neither one of those consistently. Right. So how, as a basketball player, strictly basketball, can you be the best player when you can't do at least 4 or 5 of those things consistently?
Mm-hmm.
That's just the first part. Then it's finishes in the paint, right hand, left hand, floaters, different type of hook shots and different type of finishes around the rim. Then do you have a post-up game, right? Then can you turn right shoulder, left shoulder in the post? There's a lot of things that go into it in terms of skill level that make you game of, right? They've also called it differently, so you can go to the basket pretty much unwillingly without getting fouled.
Right.
So that makes things look easier. Like the case in point when LeBron was playing in the finals the past 2 years, when he saw the game was over, what was he doing? Just going to the paint to stack his numbers.
Yep.
Right? Just getting layups. Nobody was saying anything about that. But Golden State wanted to do that so they can keep the clock running.
Right.
But all he was doing was just patting his numbers, and he'd go to the press conference and say, well, you know, I'm averaging a triple-double. What else you want me to do?
Right.
Well, Brian, it's not hard to do when the ball is in your hands 80% of the time.
80% of the time.
Especially with the rules. The game has changed. It's free-flowing.
Zero hand checking.
It's zero hand checking.
Right.
So, as a fan, I wouldn't look at solely the numbers. I'm looking at the categories that I mentioned, and you just use the eye test.
The eye test. Right.
That's what you need.
So, further what you said, a lot of yours had to do with skill and versatility. Skill set. I got skill set. Stats, of course, skill set, championships, quantity, overall finals record, and how you win, which is quality.
Right.
How you win, quality. Awards, especially two-way awards, right?
Yep.
You get a guy who's like maybe NBA all first team NBA and all first team NBA defensive team.
Yep.
You know, guys like Michael and Kobe did that numerous times.
Yep.
You know, you're talking about the killer instinct. Now, this is one of my biggest arguments, aside from the skill set.
Right.
Because when I mention skill set to people, people are like, man, you're crazy. Look the way he dribbles to the hole. Look at the way he lays the ball. I'm like, come on. Stuff, and there's not a flaw in their games almost, right? But we talk about the killer instinct. I was sick and tired at a certain point in time of seeing LeBron James defer to other guys when it comes down to big moments.
I agree.
I remember one time specifically, Miami Heat was in the finals.
Is it 2011?
2011, I think. He waited for Dwayne Wade to come in and get the ball.
Yep.
I'm thinking to myself, you're supposed to be the greatest player in the world right now.
Right.
Why would you give Dwayne Wade, who is one of the top, at the time, top 10 greatest players in the world? You know, why would you defer to him though if you're the best? Do you see Magic doing that?
No.
Do you see Jordan doing that?
Nope.
Do you see Bird doing that?
Nope.
Kobe, Shaq, you don't see none of the greats doing that, right? So that immediately knocks him out the killer instinct category, right?
Yep.
Also, the killer instinct, along with that, you have the mentality, right? His mentality to me is not that of a greatest of all time player.
No.
He gives up and quits constantly. Even his teammate Eddie House said he gave up on them in the Eastern Conference Finals. This guy played with LeBron James.
He would have a definite knowing about it more than anybody.
And even he said LeBron James gave up on us.
Yep.
I've never seen any of those guys give up on anything. Any of those greatest
Eddie would know.
Eddie House would know.
He was right there.
And for him to get on TV years later and then just say that,
There is no consequence for living in the paint.
Right.
The refs are trying to make sure that the sponsors keep coming to the game, the fans keep coming to the game. So they got to keep it clean. That's the biggest thing right now is the physicality is not what it was. It's physical in the playoffs, but it's not on that level.
Not on that level.
25
Right.
years ago.
So I have, we talking about eras.
Yep.
You had the Bill Russell era.
Yep.
The reason people say I'm crazy for not counting that era,
Yep.
I'm not taking anything away from the greatness of those guys.
Right.
I mean, Bill Russells and your Will Chamberlains,
Yep.
Jerry West and those guys. I'm not taking anything away from those guys. But that was an NBA to which you still had part-time NBA players.
You did. They had other jobs in other areas.
Right. You had guys working full-time and coming playing in the NBA on the weekends and at night.
They did.
So, come on, the competition or the level of competition near as good as it was in the late 70s to the early 2000s.
Right.
Wasn't as near as good. So
I'm still counting that era. Because I still go back and watch the film, because that's what I do. It's one of the things I do in terms of my study. It was a physical league. Obviously, the skill set wasn't the same.
Oh, no, guys are dribbling like this,
down.
man.
Yeah, I understand that. But it was still, the physicality was there. So I still give them credit for getting through that daunting 82-game season, playing games over and over and over. Like there was only 18.
Miami, they were a new team. You're going to Hardaway's
Alonzo
Mourning's Heat. You just knew you were going to Seattle. You were going to face Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. You don't have that nowadays.
Absolutely
like,
not.
man, who plays for the Timberwolves?
Yeah, I got you.
So you don't have
Jimmy Butler and Kyrie kind of want to team up. So that's just the way the league is going. So everybody needs to just let it go, let it happen. It's just
competitive era, right? And so it takes you into LeBron's era.
Yes.
Partially Kobe's era.
Right.
Kobe was partially Michael, partially LeBron era. Kobe was kind of overlapped.
He was in between. No doubt.
Right. Kobe and Duncan actually.
Yeah.
They were in between, But this LeBron era, it's like no touching.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know how easy it is to score on a guy who can't hand check.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Hand checking is hand checking for a reason.
Yeah.
To have a guy's hand on your hip, keeping you from moving, guiding you, steering you places. Karl Malone was one of the best at it.
Derek Harper
was the best at it. From the guard position. Guys guide you where they want you to go. So they take what the defense give you. Yeah, that's exactly what they're giving you. Dribbling right into a double team.
And guys are still able to score.
Right.
So you got to give them credit.
Right. And so if you got a guy like Michael Jordan who faced that and was still averaging 37 a game during the season,
50% shooting,
50% and the postseason, and got 6 titles, 6 for 6 out of that.
Hard to argue.
It's hard to argue. The record means a lot to me.
Does.
6 for 6. Magic 5 for 9, over 500. Kobe 5 and 7, over 500. LeBron
6 and 4.
Kareem 6 and 4.
LeBron 3 and 6.
3 and 6.
It means something, especially when you're comparing greats. You have to find that separation.
Right.
And that's the one way to do it. If everything is equal, you got to go to the championship.
You got to go to the championship.
You have to.
Right. So my top 5 all time.
Yep.
My top 5. I'm starting off with Mike first.
Okay.
It's non-negotiable with me.
I think that's everybody. I think that's synonymous.
That should be everybody. I know guys who say LeBron because of stats.
They're getting caught up in the moment.
Right. And then when I say stats, it should be Kareem. They say, oh, well, I'm okay with Kareem too then.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying Mike. 2, I'm saying Magic.
I go there.
I'm saying Magic. You talking about Showtime?
Change the game.
Like, change the entire game. A 6'9" point guard. Save the game.
Yep.
Played every position.
Yep.
If it wasn't for his arch rival, it wouldn't have been a competition.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And, so at 3, I'm going with Kareem. Longevity, consistency. He did it over the course of what, 20 years?
Yeah, 20
he played
years
at a high level.
High level.
20 years.
I'm rolling.
Titles, everything.
I'm with
right?
you.
4, maybe controversial.
Yep.
I'm going Kobe.
I'm not going Kobe.
You're not going Kobe.
It's too high for
going
Kobe.
At 4?
At 4 of all time, I'm gonna shock you with this one. I'm going Scottie Pippen. Yep.
You heard it here first. He
Yes,
says
sir.
he's going with Scottie Pippen for all time. I was with you until now. What? Scottie Pippen.
Defender.
I love Pip, but he's in my top maybe 20.
He can defend. He has the defensive over all these guys that you mentioned.
Yeah, of course. One of the greatest defenders, one of the top
And he
5
can
defenders
score.
of all time.
I gotta go with Pip.
But what did Pip ever do on his own, though?
Well, I mean, he did pretty well in Portland that last year when he had his last year of his legs. In the year Mike retired now, he was 3rd in MVP voting, which he should have got.
He should have. He
remember
was in
that.
his prime, too.
He was in his
but
prime.
the only memory I have from him in Portland was when Kobe crossed him through an alley to Shaq.
Well, he's 34, 35 years old. So that's why I say his legs were gone by then. But let's just break down 93-94 season.
Mm-hmm.
It was the year of the center, and he was 3rd overall, right, in MVP voting. If it wasn't for a phantom call,
right,
in the Knicks, I think we saw that Game 5 on Hubert Davis. They would have went back to the finals without Mike that same year.
Yeah.
So that year to me showed everything.
Man, I can't do Pippen at
gotta roll
4.
with
No.
Pip. I know it's controversial, but that's what I like to do.
Oh man.
That's why I had it. Sometimes when I'm working out, my guys, I have the gym rolling.
You probably shocking the entire
Yeah, no
world
doubt
right
about
now
it.
with Pip at 4.
I gotta go Pip.
Okay. I'm coming in with LeBron at 5.
I can't go. He's too high.
It's too high.
Bird.
Bird before LeBron.
Yes, sir.
Tell me why.
It goes back to your intangibles where you say killer instinct.
True.
Bird has
Bird
that.
had the killer instinct.
Bird has that.
Bird had the
He
killer
also has the skill because if you can Google this, people, go to YouTube, Google Larry Bird left hand game. He scored 27 points all left handed.
Really?
Yes.
One game.
Portland, I think that was 86.
Really?
3 years in a row MVP. 84, 85, 86. Bird was a problem.
I'm not arguing against Bird.
Bird was a problem.
Bird is a valid argument.
Bird
I would
was a
think
problem.
Bird before Pippen. Bird is my all-time. He's on my all-time list before Pippen.
For me, about Pip is the defense.
You're right.
That's what separates him, is being able to guard all 5 positions, picking up point guards.
But
that are
Magic
smaller
could do
than
that
him.
too.
Magic couldn't guard like Pip. 94
No, not
feet.
like Pip. Not 94 feet like
He's
Pip.
probably the best defender of all time. So that has to put him up there. It may be a little high.
Arguably, you're right.
But if he's the best defender of all time, he's got to be at least in the top 15 on up.
No, I say he's in probably my top 10 to 20.
You're talking about the
Pippen.
best defender of all time,
Right.
guarding 1 through 5 with ease. He's got to be high up there. So
right. And he wasn't a punk on offense.
no, he was not. He wasn't shabby now.
No, he wasn't shabby. Man, that's tough. So my top 5: Mike, Magic, Kareem, Kobe, and LeBron. My man Gene's top 5. He fit Pippen up there.
Yeah, Pippen and Bird, I got to put him in there. And then, because I'm also thinking, like, in a pickup game, your top 5, the pieces don't match. See, I'm going to another level.
No, I'm not. They're not supposed to match.
But me, that's how I look at it. I'm putting the pieces together. What do I need in order to beat somebody else's top 5? That's how I'm looking at it. Everybody's gonna go Mike. Most people gonna go Magic. Some people might go Wilt, Shaq, or Hakeem. I'm going Kareem. But that 4 or 5 position, now I need floor spacing. That's why I go Larry Bird. Right? I also need a defender to lock up the other team's best player. So I'm looking at it from that perspective as well.
I'm with you.
That's how I'm looking at it. I got you. It's okay.
Anyway.
Most people aren't.
All right. That rounds up our discussion for this week. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes,
Session
sir.
Sports Minute, where we talk sports and things of
Thanks
all
for having
sorts.
me.
Thanks for coming back, my man,
Yes,
Gene
sir.
McIntyre.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Peace.